how much the Subway franchise owners make every single year. And I'm also going to tell you why I believe Subway is one of the best franchises that I've reviewed so far in which you can start. I'll get to that in a second. But my name's Nate Jones. I run this channel. I make videos on entrepreneurship, how to start businesses, and I also review some franchises and give you my honest opinion on them. So if you like that type of content, hit like and subscribe. Okay, so Subways are everywhere. They are the reasonable sandwich shop. You can go in really quick. It's the same. I've been across the world to different countries, and I've gotten Subway at different places, and it's always been consistent and very good. So I always call it the McDonald's of the sandwich shops. It's very good. You know what to expect. It's not the greatest you can get, but it's also not the worst. Subway, it is what it is. That's what I say. So let's get into how much we can make. Before we get to how much we can make, let's see what the costs associated with starting this franchise is, just so we can understand what we're getting ourselves into if we're going to go down this road. Their website says anywhere from $180,000 to $506,000. Obviously, on the high end, that's probably building out a freestanding building, really taking over kind of a high lease in a very trafficked area. It might be really expensive. On the low end, it could be I've seen Subways in just random small towns that are probably very inexpensive to start. So I put an average here of $300,000. So it costs you $300,000 to start a Subway franchise. That includes their franchise fee of $10,000. That includes the cost of building out the lease, the marketing, all the equipment, and the fixtures inside the store. So for financing for that, Subway did require that you have at least $150,000 net worth with $100,000 of liquid capital to start this business. So if you're starting it with a $300,000 cost, if you're gonna get a loan, you're gonna put 20% down, which is $60,000 down. You're gonna get a loan for $240,000. Your monthly payment for a 10-year, 10% note, interest rates suck right now, is $3,171 a month. Your royalty fee, Subway's royalty fee, and their the marketing fee is decent, but the royalty fee is 8%. The marketing fee is 4.5%. So you do have some percentages going out there. Those are on gross sales, but they do a great job marketing. And the royalty fee, I'm sure that they have so many Subways. There are so many Subways. They're one of the top 10 most franchises out there. So you got to think about they're probably getting their food and everything at the lowest cost possible. So it's going to be really almost probably cheaper to start a Subway than to start your own shop buying the raw material. So total startup costs can be $60,000 plus your $100,000 liquid cash that you're going to have to keep back, which is $160,000. Let's get into how much we can make, which is probably the reason you clicked on this video. The average gross sales per franchise is about $500,000. Now, it could be less, could be more, depending on the location, but $500,000. That's $41,666 a month, $10,416 a week, and $1,488 a day. The average profit margin is 20%. That's on a little bit on the high end. It's probably going to be anywhere from 10 to 15, maybe even less at the beginning. But really, I saw an article, somebody said you could probably get up to 25% on the profit margin. So I try to keep it a little bit higher here because we're serious about starting the Subway. So it's $100,000 a year at a 20% of $500,000 of the gross, puts us at $8,333 a month, $2,083 a month in cash flow, and that includes the cost of the royalty fee, marketing fee, and all the fixed and variable expenses with operating a restaurant. So, I'm going to say one thing real quick before we keep going here. $100,000. I've done other franchises. People will probably say, "Oh, you don't make as much operating a Subway." I agree, but I'm going to get into why that $100,000 is to me more valuable than the other franchises I've reviewed. I'm going to go through the positives and negatives. The first positive. The number one thing in which I love this franchise is that it can be semi-absentee passive ownership. That means that I do not have to be in that business at the Subway every single day. I can manage it from afar. Now, I think it'll be more successful if you are a little bit more hands-on at the beginning. But the nice thing is, if my Subway is running great and I have somebody in there who's a great employee who can help manage the company and make sure things are being operated correctly, and I have good processes and I'm holding people accountable, that means I don't have to be there every day. These other franchises that really require a ton of money at the beginning and a big franchise fee, but you have to be there every single day. I'm not a big fan of that. I want to get my time back and make an investment in a business that can grow, and I can be in my house or on the beach and making money. So Subways, this is kind of the franchise in which you can have multiple of them. You're going to need multiple, but you can put your money in something as a Subway like this that's going to continue to pay you money. Probably your profit margin may be lower in the 50 to 60,000, but if you look at your down payment's 60, so you're getting your money back that first year. As long as that Subway's making money every single year, you could potentially probably sell that franchise down the road as well. So really like that positive of the business. The next positive is it is profitable. If you can get it up to 25% profit margin, that means there's a lot of profit in there. Really like that. Number 3, it's very scalable. You can buy another franchise. You can buy an existing franchise that's for sale because they've been around long enough that there's owners that are actually looking to get out. So I really like that. I really like the marketing help of this business, that it's very, that marketing fee that you're paying, they have a lot of marketing locally. They do a great job getting the name out there, which I really like, because as a owner that does not have a franchise right now, marketing is hard. It's hard to get your name out there. It's hard to get commercials. It's hard to get that stuff without paying a ton of money. So putting your money together on Subway can really help you on that. Some of the negatives are the employees. Subway is not going to pay a very great wage. So that means you're not going to have maybe great employees. You might have a lot of headaches with the employees. So I think every franchise is going to have the problem with employees. Everybody's having a problem finding great employees. So that will be a negative. The next thing is, this is with every franchise you buy. You don't have protection over the brand. You don't have protection over the creativity. Within reason, you can be somewhat creative, but within that franchise, they don't want you to tarnish the name. They don't want you to put something up or put something out there that's going to tarnish their brand. But also, you can't really protect as a whole if an executive in the company gets a bad name about Subway, or there's something, a news article or something, you can't really control it. So you're kind of at the liberty of the big machine. And if the big machine starts failing, you will fail as well. So there's pros and cons to that. But, on the other side of that, they have all these systems set up, point of sale systems for Subway, that it's all proven. And if you follow their track, you will be successful, because they have so many franchises. So they could probably have an extensive program showing you how to be successful in this business. If you want to learn how to start a Subway, best thing to do is go to their website, reach out to them. Everything that I mentioned today is from my independent research, and I could be off or wrong, but I would say, hey, I like this franchise because of the passive ownership of it. So I would give it a score of 8 out of 10. Thanks. And if you like today's content, hit like and subscribe.